They're all cleaned up, and then we've got our bowls here. Move this stuff right here out of the way. And I've already done the cinnamon on the rhizomes. So let's just start with the Naomi's Delight since she's on top. Shake her off. All right, let's see. Let's look at the smaller one. And I feel like she might actually do well in here because this way I can keep her in here for about a year or two and then up pot her. Let's see. Yeah, because there's still plenty of room for her to grow this way. And then I'll keep her kind of away from total edge just in case she does start a direction of growth from there from the rhizome being cut. And let's put her here. See, I think this is just going to be too big. That's too much. Yeah, so she is going to go into this smaller one. So I'm just going to put a little bit of moss at the bottom to keep the media from falling out. And then let's gently put her in here. She's the one with the better root system. So I will pot her above the media. The rhizome does need to touch the media, but she doesn't need to be covered. If that makes sense. Let's see if I can do this without damaging anything. There we go. All right. I will get this going and be right back. All right, so there is Naomi's Delight. And if you can see, I did not bury that new root just because it's not absorbing anything. It's still air root. So I did put a little piece of bark though kind of in front of it to encourage it to go down into the media to start reestablishing the root system that I am sure this girl is going to just drop. But I feel like putting it into that smaller setup with the smaller fir bark, which is a little bit bigger than seedling fir bark, will help her kind of acclimate to all bark, because remember she had that moss plug there in the middle. This way it gives her a year or two of growth to get used to this, and then once I up pot her into the bigger clay pot, then I'll transition her into a large bark. I'll go ahead and repot the other one off camera, and then we'll look at both of them and come back with some final predictions, thoughts on what may or may not happen. All right, well, here they are. So just like the Naomi's Delight, the new root, I did not cover in media. I'm just going to let it, let me see if I can get the camera where you can kind of see there. There we go. I'm just going to let her grow into the media, and then this way she can get used to, whereas if you cover it right away, it might cause that root to fail. So she'll just kind of go into the media and get used to that. I'm not going to water them, obviously, seeing as they've been soaking for a couple of hours, and then the roots are already moisturized. And it's always a good idea, in my opinion, to make sure that roots are moisturized prior to a repot, whether you're putting them back into the same media, changing the media, whatever. I just believe that soaking the roots and making sure they're well hydrated will help with that transition process. And I believe this one here, she does have a new growth, and they're both pretty sturdy in the pot, so I don't need to stake them. I did bring my stakes just in case. And then I purposely did not add the slow release fertilizer to the Sea Breeze because I wanted to show you kind of, oh, I forgot to do it. What do I do now? So whenever I'm doing a repot and I'm like, I forgot to add the slow release fertilizer, because I do that quite a bit, is I'll just take a few pieces and I'll sprinkle it around, trying to stay away, of course, from the roots on the top because you don't want root burn. And then I just take a bamboo skewer and I just kind of will keep wiggling until it falls down into the media below, about 1/4 of an inch below the surface. And then this way you have that slow release fertilizer in there. Of course, ideally, you want to put it in prior to finishing up the pot. Now, some people will take the media off the top layer, add it, and then put the layer back on. I figure, why do double the work when if you just do it this way, it's a lot faster, and then this way you don't have to disturb your orchid again. And then as you water, the beads will continue to kind of settle into a spot, and then you don't have to worry about them anymore. And let me know if you have either one of these lovely ladies or one of the parents of either one. And if you'd like to do a care collab, again, I put mine in the terracotta, just because I have found in my environment the terracotta pots seem to do really well with the, or the cattleyas, not the terracotta pots, but the cattleyas tend to do really well in these terracotta pots. And I'm going to be doing a video here in the next few days about root burn and blackening root tips. I've had some people comment that that happens when you grow orchids in a terracotta pot. I've not found that to be the case. Now, will it happen in the future? I don't know, but we'll talk about it. So look for that video, and if there's any other videos you'd like me to do, leave it in the comments down below, and we will see you guys on the next one.